The following segment is sponsored by Eastern Title and Settlement and the Mortgage Link. Well, the number of homes for sale has increased noticeably compared to recent years, and more choices means less pressure for the buyer. Joining us today to explain why, we have Min Hugh from Eastern Title and Settlement, Jean Pagan-Bullock of Long & Foster, along with Carrie Reel from the Mortgage Link, who also has our deal of the day. Welcome back. Great to see you all.
Nice to be here.
Of course. Let's start with that deal of the day, Carrie.
Yeah, the deal of the day, we're highlighting our closing cost crusher. So keep your savings for your sofa, as we say, and give us an opportunity to show you how to keep some of your money in your pocket so you can do stuff with your home once you purchase. Yeah,
Sounds
we don't
good.
want you to go out there and get a bunch of credit cards to be able to pay for sofas, to be able to pay for beds, to be able to pay for decorations and stuff. So let's show you how we can minimize your closing costs and keep more cash in your hand.
Sounds about good to everybody right now. So
Yes,
that's great.
absolutely.
Okay, thank you. All right, Jean, there are a lot more houses on the market now. So
Indeed.
what are the big benefits to buyers?
Well, there's a lot,
Yeah.
especially for buyers. Right now, they have less to worry about. There's definitely more options for them. The inventory is 41% higher than year over year, which gives them a lot wider opportunities to explore neighborhoods, houses, styles, and price points.
Yeah, they don't feel the pressure. They don't feel like I better
There's
make
no
this
pressure.
quick offer.
Well, the pressure's off.
Right.
Yes.
Right, the pressure's off.
You don't have a line in back of you waiting for making offers.
Right. And what about negotiating power at this point, right? There's more inventory, so more choices, but then when you do make a choice, does that help out?
Yes, buyers do have more power now because the sales have slowed. So sellers are somewhat open to price concessions, to seller credits, in other words, closing cost credits to the buyers, and also for home repairs.
And also for home repairs, that's a
Yeah.
good point. You can kind of put that in a contingency plan, and maybe the sellers are more likely to do that, right? Does that make sense? Is that what
It's common.
It's common.
It's very common, yes. In fact, these days about 50% of the contracts that come in do have some kind of seller credit.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
Yes.
Min, what is your role in this process?
So we handle the settlement process. We examine title, make sure title is clear before it gets transferred to the buyer. But yeah, Jean is right, because right now buyers are getting contracts where they have a lot of contingency that can put in now. Before is no contingency to actually fight for that contract to be ratified.
Right.
So I think it's easier, less pressure on the buyers and more opportunities and more houses out there at this point.
And it's given the purchasers a lot more opportunity to see the properties, think about the properties, consider whether they want to have an appraisal contingency. They're not being forced to go in there and say, we're going to buy it regardless of what it appraises for, which
Right.
means more cash out of pocket. They can do their home inspections, walk through it, negotiate with the sellers. They can get, like you said, closing cost concessions to reduce their closing costs.
Not uncommon.
Yeah, and they can negotiate the sales price. So there's, it's more of a fair market. What do they say about, transactions? It's only really fair if both parties feel like it's unfair. So
I see. Yeah, good point. Good point. You mentioned the inspections, the financing options, closing costs as well is something that can be negotiated in this type of market.
in the sense that you put it in there as contingencies, stating we want to have an appraisal. The financing will be contingent on the home appraising. And if it does, move forward. If it doesn't, negotiate for a lower price or walk away from the transaction. Or you can buy it for the higher amount if you want to.
Yeah.
All right.
Some people do that.
The contingencies are there now, which before they weren't.
They're there to protect the
you have,
consumers.
again, for appraisal, home inspection, even a home sale contingency. In fact, I have one right now that does have a home sale contingency. Unheard of
Yeah.
in days past.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, great. Talk to us about, when you go to get that home inspection, is there anything that someone should think about in terms of making sure that home inspection is totally accurate? You kind of hear these stories where, the inspector comes in, but then the house is sold and whoa, there's an issue that wasn't caught. Is there any advice for that?
Those were past times when people would not have that contingency in there.
Got it.
They would waive the
would-
home inspection.
yeah.
Now we have more time to be more thorough.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. It gives you time, and also time to get your financing in order. And it's not just that, it's also other items and things that people need to make thoughtful decisions on, so it gives them time. They're not rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's a good time. Thank you guys so very much for all this great advice. We appreciate it. Yeah. Here's another look at the deal of the day. For more, the number to call is 833-MTG link or visit themortgagelink.com. And make sure you follow the Real Estate Top Performers on YouTube to get more advice on buying and selling a home in today's market.